What's good? It's your daily dose of death. And it's YouTube Central. It's a beautiful day. Peep the sun, peep the vibes, peep the energy. And it's Juneteenth, baby. And for all you don't know what Juneteenth is, it's the official Emancipation Day for a lot of African Americans and Americans in general. Because we all know that the Declaration of Independence was signed in like 1776 for normal, secession or separation from England to the 13 colonies or England to the now United States of America. But not everybody in those 13 colonies was free. Peep game, peep game. So for another 100 semi years, African Americans, we were still in chains, in bondage, in enslavement. And it wasn't the best circumstances. No, not at all. Anyone who tells you that we benefited is lying. Anyone who tells you it was a positive for African Americans is lying. Because it was tough. But we got through, our ancestors got through. We shine through as we always do. But it was 1863, I trust, that Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. America was in a civil war now because Europeans love to fight amongst themselves. Some people say they fought because of laws. Some people say they fought because of slavery and they wanted to keep slavery, and others really just didn't know what they were fighting for. It was kind of in the middle. But I know in my heart of hearts, they were fighting for like the difference between right and wrong. Like obviously there were some European countries that were now like disbanding slavery. They kind of wanted to push away from it and realize how much of a sin it always was. But for some reason they now realized, they had this epiphany or revelation that, oh wow, this is actually a crime against humanity. We should stop. And some of the states was like, no, we making too much money. The North was like, we was happy. We didn't rely too much on, captured African people for our economy. That was more so the South, the plantations, Virginia, North Carolina, Texas, just to name a few. So war began, Civil War began. Abraham Lincoln, Emancipation Proclamation of 1863 says, okay, all African, enslaved people are now free, or captured rather, because we was always free. And this is the point I really want to get to. They try to tell you that they gave us our freedom. Nah, y'all just realized what y'all was doing was illegal, was wrong, was a crime against humanity, and so y'all stopped it. But we've always had our freedom. There's a difference between you giving us something we already have and you giving us something that we never had before. We were born free. You keeping us in captivity and enslavement and this indentured servitude was the real crime. So you can't ever give us our freedom, and I think we got to stand on that more, but I digress. Now African Americans are fighting in the Civil War. We're winning. We are in charge of our own infantry. There's still racism on the Union side and the Confederate side. I don't think any black people are really fighting for the Confederates, which is the pro-slavery, keep them Africans and African Americans in chains kind of thing. And so eventually the Confederates, like all lower vibrational beings, they lose. But they don't lose really until like 1865. And even in the midst of the Emancipation Proclamation, slavery is over in the nation. I'm in New York City. It's not ever quiet. Slavery is over in the nation. Okay, it's illegal now to have slavery persist, and yet places like Virginia, places like specifically Texas, keep it going all the way up to June 19th, 1865. Now, I think his name is Howard Lee or someone Lee. He forfeits. He says we lost. This is in April 1865. 1863 was the Emancipation Proclamation. We've been free, but this whole time certain states are still not letting go of slavery. Okay, their leader, Mr. Lee, General Lee, Admiral Lee, whatever his name is, he forfeits. Like he says we lost. Okay, this is in April, and it takes 3 months. April, May, June, like 2 months really. for Texas to finally release the last enslaved person. And say, okay, I know we lost. Even though this was signed in 1863, guys, women, children, they had us in chains for another 2 years. Had to hear that we lost, and then kept us for another 2 months. And then it was like, once the military came and said, you got to let these people go or we're going to start shooting, they let us go. So it's that holiday. It's that Juneteenth. It's that vibe. And so it's just one, the national holiday finally, so I'm not working, but I'm still working on my other business. Get you some gear, Kyra gear. I'm gonna put the link in the bio. Buy something. I just love you. I hope y'all know optimism looks good on y'all face. Get into some nature, get into some sun. Realize that this is more than just an African-American holiday. It's a holiday for all people who face subjugation, whether it's Palestine with the Israel war, whether it's even Ukraine and Russia, and that's Europeans versus Europeans. I don't be in that conflict too much, because Europeans always got to fight with somebody. If it ain't us, they fighting each other. This is just look at the history. But just the people who face subjugation versus the oppressors, I really hope we understand that their time is coming. We just got to focus on ours. Focus on our liberation. Focus on our freedom. Focus on our love. Focus on our love and on our wisdom and on our understanding. So, I don't post specifically for YouTube often. I think I'm going to do this more. And this is kind of a long video, but I just really wanted to say happy Juneteenth, y'all. And I really hope that in your own lives, you are revolutionizing, rebelling, righteous in some way, shape, or form, because that's really where your light shines, okay? I ain't going to be too long-winded. I got to go a little bit. But I am around nature, as you can see. And I'm about to get around some more nature. And still, happy Juneteenth, y'all. Yes. Link in the bio for more info on Juneteenth, as well as the Kyra Company, Know Your Roots Assemblage. It's important to know your history, know your roots, know your culture. And God bless. Yes.